Well, howdy there, partners, and welcome to another Releases Roundup. In fact, a Releases Roundup for the month of September, this month that has shot by with alarming speed. But first of all, thank you all for the comments and the motivational bubbles of text that have been flying up in my inbox that have just thrilled me to the no end and got me invigorated and powered up and ready for this next exciting, enthralling episode. Most of them. So, let's do this thing. So, the first bit of September. What splurged out? What spawned into the well from I'm not going to go down that analogy. It's sounding like it go ahead badly. Imperial Settlers: Rise of the Empire. So this is a campaign game for the original Imperial Settlers. It allows you to play like almost a legacy thing. You track your scores. Sounds kind of cool. I love a bit of Imperial Settlers. Always been a big fan of it. Not played it recently, but it's a great little engine builder. And the idea of kind of extending that playability with this this campaign expansion sounds kind of cool. Do you not agree? I haven't given it a shot yet, but I am tempted. Next up is Marvel Champions Rise of the Red Skull campaign box. No doubt sold out by now, so even why am I talking about it? But if you are into the Marvel Champions, then there's more of the same marvelly goodness, and why wouldn't you want some of that? Then we had Small World of Warcraft. This is Small World and the World of Warcraft combining together to make a Warcrafty boxed baby. I want World of Warcraft. I want that. I don't need this. But if you're a fan of Small World, or if you've never played it, this may well be a lovely jumping off point, especially if you are an aforementioned Warcraft player or lover thereof. Next up is Tank Garden, which is a huge Kickstarter thing. The few people that didn't Kickstart it, you can now buy it. It's a tangy garden. Think of it like chivets on trees and stuff. Sounds incredibly amazing. And then we had Unlock Star Wars, which is the Unlock games, another one. There's a Star Wars themed one. Not touched it, but I mean, you know, they can't be any worse than the sequels they just did, surely. Then we got Seven Wonders second edition, a reprint of that. Some slight tweaking and fiddling around behind the bonnet, but basically Seven Wonders. And the first of the expansion packs, the Cities one, dropped at the same time. So there you go. Then we have Escape the Dark Sector. This is Themeborn Games, following on from the success of Escape the Dark Castle. This is now a sci-fi themed one. Some more rules overhead on this one, just give you a little bit more player agency and things to do. Had a look at it, looks very cool, I will say, just giving you a hint. I might have a review dropping soon for this. But there you go, Escape the Dark Sector. Hugely popular, I know, on this group. Well, the other one was. I'm sure this will as well. Arkham Horror 3rd Edition. Yes, Under the Dark Waves. For those Arkham Horror fans, then if you've got the 3rd Edition, then you'll probably want this expansion. That's kind of where I'm going with this. Imperial Spells and Steam. Imperial Spells and Steam. Yes, so this is from Level 99 Games, who love to pack everything in a big box. There was a deluxe Kickstarter version which was just ridiculous. The box was about this big. This is basically you wizards in trains doing wizardy train stuff. Looks kind of cool, just Level 99 craziness. I'm kind of tempted. I like a bit of trains, I like a bit of wizards. Ooh. Anyway, moving on. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. If you've played Gloomhaven, then you're probably already excited about this. If you haven't, you should be excited about this. But yes, Gloomhaven, great game, huge box, kind of scary from a distance. Jaws of the Lion is a smaller itty-bitty version of Gloomhaven, kind of compressed down using special nanoscience to make it more playable. So you can pick it up at a more reasonable price of about 40 quid. And you get the Gloomhaven experience. And why wouldn't you? Then we have Oceans, which is essentially Evolution, but underwater, slightly wetter. Or you could throw your box of Evolution in the bath, get the same result, but that's what it is. Then we have Splendor, Marvel Edition. It is Splendor with more Marvel on top. Kind of like the love letter, don't have and go for this, but there you go. If that's your thing, hey, go for it. Then we've got Tekken New. This is from David Turksky and the other chap. They do lots of techie T-word things, words I cannot pronounce. This is some, anyway, it looks basically like a really big box of game mechanics, just squeezed in there, just the lid's barely pushing down. If it's your thing, if you like the others, I've played the Zolkin and stuff like that, alright. I I can feel my AP just warming up, just the prospect of this one. Let's move along. Then we got Wizard Kittens. Kittens with wizards. No, just Wizard Kittens. The Detective Modern Crime board game Season 1. There's a mouthful for you. I really enjoyed Detective, a modern board game from Portal. This is, again, like a starter set. It's a more streamlined rules, streamlined system. Basically the same game, but everything's kind of just trimmed down to make it a lot easier, less sort of overhead of rules, easy to get to table and teach or get involved with those muggles. I have it. I need to review it myself. It looks very cool. Components are really good. I really enjoyed Detective. I have no reason to believe that this wouldn't be just as damned good. Then we have a Magic Maze on Mars. Magic Maze was a kind of cool, quirky game of you with a bunch of fantasy characters trying to shoplift. This transposes that to Mars. You can't talk during this. Sounds kind of cool, and you've got to direct stuff around on Mars. Kind of funky, cool, fun. Yeah, looks kind of funky, cool, fun. Then we've got Neuroshima Hex, the Troglodyte expansion. I kind of like it because the art looks really cool. I like Neuroshima Hex. Don't play it enough. It's kind of really cool as a two-player. Kind of doesn't really work more than that. But Troglodytes, I mean, look at them. Oh, they're majestic. Kickstarter releases. There's no more to this song. The Seventh Citadel, so Seventh Continent, very popular, was not available retail. I played it a while ago. I kind of enjoyed it. But it was expensive and you couldn't get hold of it, so I never owned it, though I've now got the box of the cuts. Anyway, the Seventh Citadel is Seventh Continent, kind of like a fantasy castle stuff. If you enjoyed that, I have no doubt you're going to back this. It's already funded. I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But anyway, there is Seventh Citadel. I didn't even know it was out. I just saw it today. Then, anyway, The Thing, a new The Thing board game. Okay? Now, The Thing was out previously as Outpost 31. You couldn't get it very hard. Now, it's really expensive to get. So there's the new Thing board game, which is on Kickstarter right now. I love The Thing. What a great... If you've never seen The Thing movie, you need to slap yourself now and then get off this video and go and watch that and then come back up. I'll wait and then going back the game, and then anyway, The Thing Kickstarter's out, for God's sake, people, go back that. When you're not backing The Thing Kickstarter, you could be backing Merchants of Infinity from that Andrew Prell's chap. If you're a member of the group, you will have already seen him trying to convince you to back this game. It kind of looks cool. It's a steampunk sci-fi merchanting stuff, guilds and space. Cool. I mean, he's put a lot of time and effort into this. Years have been put into this. He is kind of picked the wrong time to Kickstarter because there's an abundance of really big Kickstarters, but we should support the local. Andrew Prell's Merchants of Infinity is on Kickstarter now. Then we've got Crash Octopus. I put on it purely because it's insane and it's from Japan and it's got an octopus and it's dexterity. Why wouldn't you? Then we've got Dino World. If you liked Dinosaur Island, then there's more. It kind of looks cool. I like Dinosaur Island. It's not bad. I never bought the Kickstarter of it. This is another Kickstarter with lots, mainly just meeples and stuff that's going to be in this box, basically. So you don't really need to Kickstarter it unless you need all the bling. But I am going to watch it closely because I may weaken because I have no self-control. I have the breaking strain of a Kit Kat. Anyway, and then of course the big one, the big crowdfunding thing at the moment, Hero Quest. Not the second edition, but just a new version of Hero Quest. Teased for a month by Hasbro. Now you can back it. You can back it if you're in the US. We have one rule, Hasbro. And boy, did you just... be off with you. And then some RPG stuff. Yes, my apprentice, Charlie, will now lead us through the RPG releases that are available. 3 of them he's picked. 3 of them is picked. That on Kickstarter right now will be running for the not so severe future, but they'll be there for a while. You could go and back them. Here is Charlie. He goes on a bit.
So, role-playing games.
I will just freeze
3
here.
games to suggest people look at today on Kickstarter. They're all still active. The first of which is Hero 2, the Super Edition by Maria Fanning. Now, this is a solo journaling game, so if you're still stuck in quarantine, if you're a superhero narrative, but specifically, this is a superhero story about a developing superhero. And for someone like me who gets really bored with slow turn-based games, this looks a whole heap of fun. Finally, we have Brinkwood, The Blood of Tyrants. Now this is by Eric Bernhardt, who has made a Forged in the Dark game about Robin Hood versus Dracula's. It's about planning and executing a rebellion against supernatural creatures. And let's face it, bringing the blade to a lot of people, sucking the blood from the poor and the less fortunate, is quite an appealing idea at the moment. So yeah, it's Forged in the Dark, so it uses the Blades in the Dark system, which I adore. Blades is one of my favourite role-playing games these days, so I heartily recommend that you check that out. And that's it for me from Kickstarter. Back over to you, Mike.
Thank you, Charlie. There you go. There's 3 Kickstarters that are RPG Kickstarter. If you're an RPG fan, there's your opportunity. I will post the rest of that full video at the end of this video, so you can watch that if you want. Okay? Lovely. That's it. That's the end of this Kickstarter roundup, Releases Roundup thing for September. Good grief, didn't I go far? This has been emotional. I feel quite exhausted. We'll be back again. Well, I will be back again. He'll probably be back again as well, I imagine, for the next one, which will be the October Releases Roundup. For the switching out, going for November, we'll stick for October. For the time being, well, remember the one rule. Just remember that. I'll be back soon. And adios, good night, amigos, good off, and we are right off to the sunset. I forgot my horse. Why am I... Oh, fuck. Well, howdy there, little partner, flippy blab. Well, howdy there, partners, and welcome to... Howdy, partners, and welcome to another Releases Roundup. I am your host, Mike B, and here we are. Kind of threw myself off, Mike B. Howdy, partners, and welcome...